Whether you're skinny, looking to add weight, whether you're fat, looking to lose weight, no matter what, you're probably chasing your dream physique. You probably want to look like you're ready to get on stage without getting on stage. I'm going to help you guys do that. This is one of the biggest things I see people do wrong. And before we get into it, please forgive me. I have a ring light here. It's late at night. I'm just pumping out the content for you guys. So I know that like when I'm over here, there's a shadow, but hopefully it's behind me. I know it's not optimal, but I'm still going to deliver the value to you guys tonight because I promise to show up every day, and that's what we're going to do. So if you're following along, today's actually, I erased it, but it's day 23 out of 200, prepping for my very last show. I don't want to get into that right now. If you guys are interested in that, look at the rest of my content. I've been talking about it for 22 days. Today's 23. But I seriously want to show you guys this awesome technique. This is how you can manipulate your metabolism. So let me show you a graphic that this is how someone explained it to me a long time ago. So I'm going to try to explain it this way for you guys as well. The biggest myth is that you have, and forgive my drawings, this is going to be terrible. You have your, oh my gosh, your RPMs, right? In your car, RPMs. Okay? And in here, you have a little a tachometer. Okay? And it's going to essentially go through, this might be 1K, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. 7,000, 8,000, and then you might have, this might be a red line, okay? And that's it. So this is, in your car, your RPMs can only go so high until you red line. Now, let's just replace RPMs with your metabolism. Now, the biggest thing that people say, and you'll hear them always say, oh, I'm older, so my metabolism ain't what it used to. Well, listen, Jerry, yes and no. Yes, because you're right, it has slowed down, but no, because you think you can't manipulate it, and that's incorrect. This is exactly what competitors in bodybuilding do, which is why I want to show it to you guys so you can use it and apply it without even getting on stage. But this is exactly how we use it. The thing is, older people think that their metabolism slows down, and it does. But it's more like the top end slows down. So let's say in your 20s and your 30s, well, let's just say in your 20s, you can max out your metabolism at 8,000 right here. This is your 20s, okay? Now let's say in your 30s, you can only go to 7,000 RPMs. So you can still manipulate your metabolism, but in your 30s, you can only go to a level 7. You can't go to a level 8 anymore, right? Now let's say in your 40s, you're over here. And maybe in your 50s, you're over here. Maybe in your 60s, you're over here. So Jerry would be right. Yeah, you can only play with 1 through 4, right? He can only use 1 through 4 at 60. I can use 1 through 7 because I'm at 30. If you're 20 and you're watching this, you can use 1 through 8. And of course, I have all the other ages on there as well. This is just a metaphor, but this is how it works. You can always speed it up or slow it down. It's just to what degree. So let me show you why I know you can slow it down or speed it up and how I explain it to my clients. All right, so I am an art major, so just accept this for what it is. It's art. And this is a lion, and this is a person with a spear. This is back in the hunter-gatherer days. Why am I talking about it? Let me explain. So back when we used to hunt our food, right? We used to have to go around in tribes and kill our food like lions. I don't know if we killed lions, but in this scenario we do. And you wouldn't know, like, yeah, you're eating good for as long as you can with this lion or deer or whatever, but your whole tribe is probably sharing it. And then what happens is the body gets in this flow where it's like, okay, I got food on Monday, and then Tuesday we didn't catch anything, Wednesday we didn't catch anything, Thursday I got more food, right? Now this is a little bit more of an extreme example to explain, but what your body does, because it's very, very smart, is as a defense mechanism, your body says, okay, I don't really know when I'm going to get food next, so I'm going to hold on to what I have because I need to survive. if I don't get food till next Friday, I need to make sure I preserve what I have. So then your body holds on to things, right? Now, fast forward to today, our bodies are still very smart, but they're very, very smart. So if you only eat 1 time a day or 2 times a day, so this is the most typical thing that I see with people coming to me, and it's a terrible thing. I don't even know how you live like that, but this is how, right? You eat at 11 a.m. and then at lunch, right? And then you eat at probably 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. And this might be noon and 6 p.m., doesn't matter. The thing is, your body is getting food here, and then your body's getting food here, right? But it has no, I mean, it doesn't really understand because also you guys aren't consistent. So this might be 11, it might be noon, it might be 11:30, it might be 12:15, and then this might be 5, it might be 6, it might be 7, it might depend on when your wife comes home to cook for you, which is terrible. Don't be that guy. That's lazy as shit. But yeah, I mean, it just depends, right? And so here's the thing. When your body doesn't know when you're going to eat because you don't even know when you're going to eat, it holds on to food. And this right here is part of the reason why someone can be 300 pounds and they're like, I can't lose weight, but I'm not eating. That's because your body's holding on to everything, right? So how do we fix this? Now, you don't need to go full bodybuilder and have 6 meals. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you should probably have at least at minimum 4 meals. So let's just say 4 meals. 2, 3, 4. And don't tell me that's hard. It is not hard. And I'm going to show you guys how to apply this at the end. So stay tuned. Right now, we're just walking through the concepts so you understand how it works and why it works. So let's say 4 meals. Now, let's just say you're going to eat at 9 a.m. You're going to eat at noon. You're going to eat at, let's say 4 p.m. And then you're going to hit the gym. And then you're going to eat at 7 p.m. But the difference is, in this scenario, let's say you do it every single day. Every day you're eating 9, noon, 4, 7. 9, noon, 4, 7. And you do it, and you do it. Then your body starts to know, it starts to notice, oh, I'm getting food at the same time every day. So I don't need to hold on to my food. So it uses what it can and it discards what it can't. And that's it. And if you still don't believe me, how about your dogs? When you feed your dog in the morning and at night, how do they know, without being able to tell time, without knowing what day it is, how do they know it's time to eat? Same thing, right? Now, the main problem I see, we're going to do losing weight first. Okay, so let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're only eating 1,500 calories and you're still eating 4 meals a day and you're like, why is the food not coming off? This might seem counterintuitive, but a lot of times you have to increase your food, not decrease. Your body's actually not even getting enough nutrients to function properly, so it's not. And so if you weigh, let's say you weigh 200 pounds. What I personally would do is 200 pounds times 10, that's 2,000. And then I would do a factor of, 1.3. And then I would probably say, all right, 2,300 to maybe 2,500 calories. If you guys are curious on that, honestly, just Google it. There's plenty of calculators out there. I just want to use a quick example. Let's say you're supposed to eat 2,500 calories to maintain. But you're only eating 15. And you're like, why am I not losing weight? Well, because you need to have more food. That's number one. But number two is, what you guys need to think of in the future is the only way, if you're 200 pounds and you want to get down to 180, right? You're 200, you want to get to 180, and you're eating 1,500 calories. Here's what you have to think in your mind. Okay, I can only subtract more calories, or I can add cardio. So you can only get rid of calories or you can only add cardio. Well, if you're at 1,500 calories, I don't know how many calories you're going to lose before you're eating like a pigeon. And if you're not doing any cardio, even if you're not doing any cardio, I don't know how much cardio you're going to do before you're doing marathons. So you don't have a lot to play with at the 1,500. And this is what I have to do with 99.999% of all the people that come to me. They're not eating enough. So it's like, hey, I know you want to lose weight, but before we dig deep into this, how about let's get your calories where they're not like bikini competitors? How about we get them to where a man is, so then you can diet like a man too? But seriously, it's a process that's going to save you guys a lot of heartache. And it's going to help you. And it's honestly, because you're underfeeding your body, you'll be surprised when you start adding food in, you're actually going to lose weight if it's done right. So you're going to increase your calories and you're going to lose weight because now your body's optimized and it's performing how it should, and it can let go of what it doesn't need. This is the biggest mental struggle that I see people go through, even when I tell them what's going to happen. They're like, I don't know. And I get it. It sounds weird, but I've done it so much, and I've done it with clients so much that it works. I don't care what the science says, it works. If you don't believe me, try it because it works. Okay, so what do I do? Good question. You don't want to lose calories or cardio. If you need to lose weight and you're 200, you need to go 180, you need to get to this 2,500. You don't want to do that overnight. So let's say there's 1,000 calories between. Okay, it would be probably reasonable to do that over 4 weeks. So let's do 250 calories per week. All right? And guys, don't stress about this. It's not, it is sciencey, but it's not as sciencey as you think. Basically what we're going to do, we're going to make a plan, see if the weight goes up or down. Make a plan, see if the weight goes up or down. Where the experience comes in is the coach, someone like me with experience, can look and say, oh, this is what's happening, this is where we're at, this is where we need to go. Because the trap can be, you add calories, nothing happens, and then you just add calories again. Well, sometimes, guys, you need to wait 2 or 3 weeks to see if there's an actual change or not. You don't want to just change, because then you can't keep track. You can't keep a log of like what's happening. And the human body is very complex. And so sometimes there's a lag time between basically what's going on. So in this scenario, though, it's going to be a perfect world because I want to keep it simple for you guys. So we're going to add 250 calories a week. So this is week 1. We're going to do this, week 1. Week 2 is going to be 1,750. Week 3 is going to be 2,000. Week 4 is going to be 2,250. And then week 5 is going to be 2,500, right? And then I would hold there for probably a month. See what happens, right? Then you actually have calories to pull. And I'm willing to bet, I don't know much, but I'm willing to bet that you go from 200 to probably 190, literally doing this. So now you're down 10 pounds and you're eating more food and you're not doing cardio yet. So now let's not take food. Let's not take food because your performance in the gym is good. Let's take cardio. Let's add in 3 30-minute sessions. All right, where you burn 250 calories based off of a watch, not the treadmill. That's a lie. Don't do that. But you do 3 30-minute sessions of cardio, or what I like to call survival. So let's just say you do actually forget all that. Let's just say you get 10K steps per day, which you should be doing anyways because it's healthy, right? And then let's just say you get down to 185. And now you're really close to your goal. Well, now all you got to do is just reverse this. Take this down to 2250, all right, and pair it with your 10K steps, and then watch the magic happen as you hit your goal of 180. Boom. We did it. That's it, guys. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. If you're worried, if you're trying to lose weight and you're 200 pounds and you're under eating, you need to increase. If you're overeating, right, if you're already over here, then let's start with 10,000 steps, see what happens, and then let's start working our way down with food, right? But you've got to be eating 4 meals a day. You've got to. You can't eat this 2 meal a day thing, 3 meal a day. It doesn't work. Your metabolism, like I said, it won't speed up. We need our metabolism on our side to execute this plan. If you don't have 4 meals, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Now, how do you start if you're at 2 meals? Another great question. Okay, so if you want to go from 2 meals to 4 meals, which I see all the time, these are the exact steps I do. First, I actually get them on the proper timing. So I'll do, like I said before, I'll have them eat at maybe noon and let's say 6 p.m. Whatever works for you. Just make sure it's the same time every day. And do not eat any processed foods. If you're only eating twice a day, there is no reason that food shouldn't be cooked in your own home, seasoned with regular seasonings, no sauce, and you're eating it. There is no reason at 2 meals you should be using any tricks to make your food taste better than it does. No reason for that. Do not do it. So after you get the timing down, you'll feel you're going to start to get hungry. And this is what I want you to pay attention to. You might, between 12 and 6, you might get hungry at 6. And then you might get hungry at 5:30. And then you'll get hungry at 5. And then you'll get hungry at 4:30. And that is how you can tell your metabolism is speeding up, which is why you need to pay attention to it. Once you see this, even feel it in the beginning. As soon as you see this, I don't care if it's 24 hours from when you started this diet. Then you need to go to step 2. You need to add meal 3 right here. Okay? And then the same thing. Now let's say we're doing 12, 3 p.m. and a 6 p.m. Just to keep it simple. All right? Now let's say you notice you're getting hungry at 2:30 and then you're getting hungry at 5:30. Okay, now you know it's time for the next step. I would add a snack, right? Because most people don't have 4 meals. So let's just add a snack, keep fuel on the fire, see how that goes. So then what you would do is maybe a 9 a.m., a noon, a 3, and a 6, right? Same thing. Pay attention to when you get hungry. Once it starts to shorten, once you notice you're getting hungrier faster, then replace the snack with a meal. And then you have 4 meals. And that, guys, it is literally that simple. And think about this. If you work out, which I hope you do, but if you're starting not there, like I get it, I do. But if you do work out already, then honestly, you need to skip right to here. You need to have 3 meals, because here's how it should go. Breakfast, before you work out, and after you work out. That's when your meals should be. And then every time I start someone like that, they last maybe 2 days before they're ready for more food. So that's how well it works. So that is going from 2 meals to 4 meals. If you're under eating or if you're not sure how to do it, that's how you do it. Now, if you're a skinny guy and you can eat, but you're like, man, I'm just never getting hungrier, check this out. It's honestly almost no different from losing weight. Here's what I want you to do. You're probably a skinny guy and you're probably eating 3 meals, right? You're probably eating at like 9 a.m. and then maybe like noon and then maybe 6. Or it might even be noon and 6 p.m. and like 9 p.m. because you're a weirdo. But I get it. I was also a weirdo. The thing is, I guarantee you're not hitting those consistently. That's number 1. I guarantee you're not hitting it consistent. And the only reason I say that is because literally everyone I talk to is like, I don't really know when I eat. I just eat when I'm hungry. Wrong. Don't do that, because it won't speed up your metabolism. If you only eat when your body is hungry, it's not going to speed you up. So what you need to do is, again, just like I explained with losing weight, same thing. Pick 3 times you're going to eat consistently, right? But here's the main thing that skinnier guys have a problem with, and I did as well. You start with too many calories. You start with way too many calories. Go find out how many calories you should have to maintain your weight, and then I want you to subtract 400 calories. And I know you're gonna think I'm crazy, but this is how it works. This is what I've done with all my clients that you've seen. You've literally seen all my stories if you follow me on Instagram, gain 20 or 30 pounds this year naturally using this, okay? First, I start them out so I know they're gonna be hungry, and I give them a schedule so that they are gonna follow it, right? Then right away, they're like, I'm hungry. Okay, now all we do is we make little 10% increases in calories, 10 to 20% increases in calories, and that comes with skill. And you just kind of inch them forward. And basically all I do is I keep, this is where you're full, this is where you're hungry. All I'm trying to do with them is keep them right here, like just barely touching, just revving out. I don't want them to get full. I want them to be hungry, like right in that sweet spot, right in this sweet spot. That's where I try to keep my clients. That's where you should try to keep yourself, because what it does is it's not too much food to where you can't eat it, but it's just enough that where you're still hungry. And then all you do is keep sprinkling in what I call, fuel to the fire, your metabolism. You just keep sprinkling in a little bit of calories, but I would not make changes more than I would make a change every 2 weeks and no faster. Don't make changes every week. Even if you're starving at this point, like I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it because your metabolism will still continue to speed up and it's only going to make the next phase easier and easier. To give you an example, I had a guy that was 108 pounds. He's now like inching closer to 128. I think he's 126. So that's 18 pounds. He had never been over 116 before. And he's eating 3,600 calories. Guys, that's a lot of calories. For someone that size, like you could not do that unless you did this method. Like he couldn't do it. Even if you have a fast metabolism, go ahead and eat McDonald's and then 2 hours later eat McDonald's and then 2 hours later eat Chick-fil-A. You won't be able to digest it fast enough. Your metabolism can't keep up with that. Because here's the other thing. If you are someone that's saying you can't eat and you're eating anything processed, it is going to slow your metabolism down so much that, yeah, there is no way you're going to be able to eat. Same thing with fat people, okay? They eat all this fast food and then they're like, well, I'm not hungry, but I can't lose weight and I only eat twice a day. Okay, number one, you only eat twice a day. So survival kicks in, your metabolism sucks. Number two, when you do eat, you eat processed food, which is basically like your gut trying to like metabolize molasses. It's so slow and your body doesn't even recognize this processed shit. Like it doesn't recognize it. So you've got to change that thinking. You've got to, even if you don't follow any of this, you just eat whole foods, you're going to be hungrier. Like that's the thing. And you guys need to do a little bit of research because some of you aren't really familiar with what a processed food is. And you're like eating protein bars. Well, that's processed. I don't eat protein bars. Ever, ever, ever. The the biggest supplement I take is protein. Like literally. And that's mainly for when I'm in a pinch. So all this to say, if you are skinny, just work your way up. And I know it's not as easy as it sounds, but it is simple. The only thing is, start below your maintenance, get yourself hungry, know that it's good for you, and then slowly increase by 10 to 20% overall calories. Do not put them in fats. Do not put them in proteins. Put them in carbs. Put all your calories in carbs. Here's what you want to do though. The first thing you want to set up is your protein. You want to get at least everybody knows this, but you want to get 1 pound per pound of body weight. That's just the easiest way to think of it. So I'm 280 pounds. I should get at least 280 grams of protein. Now, it's important to know when you're eating 3 meals or 4 meals or 2 meals, obviously that's not going to happen. So don't sweat it. If you're under 200 pounds and you're a male, I would have 5 to 6 ounces of protein. If you're 200 to 220, I'd have 6 ounces of protein. If you're 220 to 240, I'd have 7 ounces of protein. If you're 240 and to 260, 270, I'd have 8 ounces of protein. And if you're higher than that, I'd have 9 ounces of protein, which I have done before. So that's just a rule of thumb. If you want to save that, bookmark it, jot it down. Seriously, that's what I use for all my people. I would highly recommend you use it too, because you're just not going to get all that protein in. That's why you need to focus on just slowly increasing your calories, right? And letting your metabolism speed up, and then that's it. The thing is, I think a lot of people get confused because, and rightfully so, because a lot of people are out there talking about go online and find your maintenance and find your surplus and then just start eating. Well, here's the thing. If you were eating 1,500 calories and then now you're trying to eat 3,600, it's never going to happen, guys. It's never going to happen. And the other thing is, before you even start this journey, download some app and track your macros for an entire week by yourself. Because I promise you're thinking you're eating a lot and you're not. And that's not an insult. It's just the fact of like, dude, like even 500 grams of rice and 8 ounces of chicken is not 1,000 calories. And that's a lot of food. That's literally a half pound of meat, half pound of rice. Excuse me, a pound of rice and a half pound of meat. And I know that because that's what I eat every day. So it's like just putting it in perspective. So if you're thinking like, okay, can you consolidate this, Mike? Absolutely. Step 1, track your macros for a week. See what you're actually eating. Step 2, figure out what your baseline should be, what your maintenance calories should be. Step 3, if you're underweight, then I would subtract 400 calories and use that as your base. If you're overweight, honestly, you don't even got to worry about it. You're going to want to more or less work up to your maintenance calories. And you guys are both going to use the same method. So I hope that's helpful for you guys, because this is something that like a lot of people don't understand, and it's really not, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of nuance to it. It can be difficult, but I know that like with these general guidelines, a lot of you will be able to figure it out. But this is something that is so, so important, because if you're going to try to look like, if you're going to have a physique where you look like you belong on stage, but you're not going to be on stage, you've got to get concepts like this down. You know what I mean? You really need to wrap your mind around how it works. And honestly, even if you try it and you're like, I don't understand it, but you want someone to help, I mean, that's what I have my one-on-one mentorship for. And that's the thing, is like, I will help show you how to do it. But the thing is, even if you don't fully understand, if you watch this video and you have a general idea, then when we start working together, it's gonna click. Then you're gonna see what I'm doing, and I'm actually gonna teach you. So I hope this made sense. If it didn't, please leave a question below. I'd love to elaborate on it if I have to. No problem at all. If you're not already, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead over there. Check out some of my stories. I'm dropping little stuff like this all the time for you guys in my stories. And I will see you guys